Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is December the 7th, 2012, and I just want to try to explain the importance of the videos that I've been putting out and the moon hitting the Earth. I mean, I've researched this every day, the moon hitting the Earth, by putting the moon surface over the Earth in reverse, okay? And I mean, the moon has hit the Earth, people. There's no way around it. I mean, if this wasn't panning out, I'm not the type of person that would sit here and obsess on something if it wasn't putting out results every day. I mean, it just, the moon has hit the Earth, and I'm just going to show you something. I'll just try to go through this and explain, like, the Mayan calendar and the Planet X. I don't know about Planet X, but I think this is Planet X. I think the moon is Planet X. I absolutely do. I think it does turn around and come back and hit the Earth. Well, I know it does because it fits all over the Earth. It just really does. And I'm just going to go ahead and try and show you a few things that I see. Okay, so I need my what the hell, sidebar. That's what I need. Okay, so I need to go to the moon first. Toolbar 2. I need to see the toolbar. Go to the moon. Okay, so this part of the moon, this is Mare Oriental Basin right here on the moon. This part of the moon used to face the Earth. It absolutely did, because this has hit the Earth. This is a really terrible representation of this area of the moon. This is a terrible picture. But what it does show us is the pyramid on the top. This is the pyramid with the light on the top, right there. That's look at it. It's the pyramid, and this used to face the Earth. Don't think it didn't, because this crater right here is practically shaped the entire planet Earth, and the moon is much bigger than they say. I can see that by the prints on the Earth. I'm telling you, it's bigger than they say. And I mean, it's hard to imagine that all these years that somebody would have caught it by now, but that's not the way it works. I don't think. I think they hold back a lot of stuff from us, and I know that the moon impacts bring the riches to the Earth, so I know that they wouldn't tell you, even if they did, and they do know. They know the moon's hit the Earth. They do know. You can look. I've been doing this for a while. I can see where they try to hide it all the time. They hide all the important areas that point out moon impacts. They do. Not all of them, but most of the really obvious ones, like the North Pole, the South Pole, because it likes to hit the poles. And this is, by the way, this is the Mayan calendar. This is what the Mayan calendar is a picture of. Like I said, this is a terrible picture of the Mare Oriental Basin. This is a terrible picture. I mean, the other picture that I use is you can see I've already taken the Mayan calendar and this crater, a picture of this crater, and put it over the Mayan calendar, and you can see that this is the Mayan calendar. And this if you look at the Mayan calendar, it has a pyramid like this, just exactly like this, exactly like it. I'll go ahead and try to bring up the Mayan calendar. I guess I should do that. I already have it all set up somewhere up here, so I should just maybe try and find it. It's a little ways up. Just bear with me for a second. Mayan calendar. I mean, I've done this a few times. Just going to go ahead and see if I can find it and bring it up. It should be pretty close coming up. This is a really long list. Okay, it's got to be coming anytime. Wow, see, I've done a lot of work since then, I guess. Oh, wait a minute, I'm too far. Okay, anyways, I'll just bring up a new picture of it. That's what I'll do. I'll just do it like that. Okay, it's going to take a second. I mean, this is really important. It's not like I have it all figured out, because I don't. I feel like I'm working on this almost all by myself most of the time. I mean, there's nobody else working on the fact that the moon's hit the Earth that I can find on the internet. And I mean, it's absolutely true. There's no way that it has not hit the Earth more than one time. I'm telling you, you got to believe me. You just got to. I mean, you can do it yourself and see. So I mean, it's not like you can't check it yourself. You can check it yourself. Okay, so I'm looking for Mayan calendar. LMLP. You can see I've been doing my research. I really have. I mean, there's no way the moon has not hit the Earth. Might be under something else here. Oh, it's MA. Okay, so there's one. I mean, I haven't used this one, but we can use this one. It don't matter. Okay, so I want to. Yeah, I don't want it reversed. Okay, so let's just look at the pyramid at the top. Right here. See that pyramid? Okay. That's the same pyramid right there that you see right there. Here, let me, oh. Hold on a second. It doesn't line up with this picture very well of Google Moon, but it does over the USGS map, and I'll bring that up too. Just give me a moment here. There's see the pyramid on the top, and then you see this thing right here. Look, see this area right here. Look at this on the moon. See that right there? Okay, it's not. There's not one on the other side, but they they're making a picture. This is the Mayan calendar. This crater, the Mayan calendar, is a picture of that crater. As the moon as they used to see it from the Earth. This used to face the Earth, guaranteed. It used to face the Earth. This side has not always faced the Earth. And I can't prove it, but I can prove it actually by putting this there. I've proved it 100 times already. Actually, you can just watch my videos. I've proved it. The moon has hit the Earth. I've proved it in so many ways. The weather patterns on Earth show it. The land features show it. The moon has hit the Earth. So I think, in my opinion, that the moon is Planet X, and it does hit the Earth. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, apparently. Or it just used to hit the Earth, and it doesn't hit the Earth anymore. But, think what you want. I think it's just still, the cycle still is still there. When the poles reverse on the Earth, the moon does not always move away from the Earth. Like they always throw that word "always" in there. I mean, they do, almost always anyway. They throw that in there. Every time you hear that on a documentary, the moon's always moving away from the Earth. They say always, and it's not always. They say that to make you think that that's to keep you from thinking about the truth. Absolutely. Okay, and then I can bring up the USGS and check this one out when I bring this one up. Okay, so it's pretty close up here. Right here somewhere. There's one. Let's see if it's reversed or not. First, I think it is reversed. If it is, I got to flip it over the other way. Yeah. Okay, so copy it. Copy. Paste. And this is the copy. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to take this one and open the paint. And I'm going to flip it over, try to flip it over. Sometimes these big pictures don't flip very good. Oh, there we go. Save. Now, if I was putting this over the Earth, I'd have to flip it. I'd have to flip it over. That's why I made a copy, because that other picture, I'm probably already using it on the Earth flipped over, and I don't want to mess up those pictures, so, those overlays. So, this is what I do with this. If you're going to put it on the moon, you don't want to flip it, because you want it to be just how they saw the moon. So that's what you're trying for. You don't want to reverse it on the Earth, but you don't reverse it if you're going to put it on the moon. Okay. Here's Mare Orientale. This is what it really is supposed to look like, just like this. Okay, and there's your Mayan calendar, pretty much. I don't know if I got it adjusted right at the moment, but I mean, you can see all these little. I mean, you can see what I'm getting at. Look at it. Look at that. I'm going to try and line it up right now the right way. So let me take away the Mayan calendar for a minute. Freeze. And I'm just going to try and line it up the way that it is on there. See, they don't show you all the details in the moon on Google Moon. They do not show you all the details. Not even close. Okay, let me see if I got this. Yeah, it almost looks like it's in the right spot. It usually puts it down in the right spot on its own sometimes. See, and on this one you can't see the pyramid on this picture. I mean, you can only see it on Google Moon. That's the only place I've ever seen it. And I believe that's why they built pyramids. All ancient civilizations built pyramids because of this, because of the pyramid on the top. I mean, that's a pretty obvious, I think. Here, let me just leave it there. But you can see what I mean as far as the Mayan calendar looking the same as that crater. I mean, see that? Definitely resembles Mayan calendar. That crater does. And it used to face the Earth. This used to face the Earth because it's hit the Earth. It shaped the entire planet. I don't know how I can stress that enough. This crater on the moon has shaped our Earth completely. Every time I find a spot on the Earth, and I know there's evidence showing me an impact there. All I got to do is lay down this picture in reverse in that spot, and it almost 90% of the time it goes there. 90% of the time it'll put itself right in position. And so I know the moon's hit the Earth. I've tied it together so many different ways. It's just unbelievable, actually. That's why nobody believes me. A lot of people, well, some people do, but I mean, you know, you got to have a big screen to see what I'm trying to show you too. It helps to have a big screen. You really can't see without having a big screen. I'm using a 42-inch Sony, you know, flat screen, and I can see it pretty clear. Now this one I did yesterday, I showed yesterday. I think it's this one here. The weather showed me that one. I found that by using the weather, and I think it goes here because I mean, you look at the way it aligns without any weather. I snapped it down, I let the program put it in place. The program, Google Earth, put it right here. So I haven't moved it from where it puts it down, right? And then I just check everything out, and everything seems to be in place. Look at the line up here for the Hawaiian Islands up here. This stuff I check it after I put it in place. I didn't even move anything. So you start to look at things, and you start to see. Like this area right here. Look at this area right here. You also see a lot of pictures, parts of the picture moved like that. Those are layers, I do believe. I'm not sure, but there's Hawaii right there. And look at this center. It centered it right here. Look at that. That looks like that goes with that little seamount right there. But it centered it right here where you see that curve. You can see something right there. And then you look at the rest of it. Over here, this is the main thing right here. This big circle it completes right here. And it put it the perfect size and everything. Look at this circle. It did that on its own. And look at it, just right in the perfect spot. It put it down right in the perfect spot where the circle starts. You see all that? That is amazing. I can even see down here. It looks like it even fits Australia pretty well. See where this point comes up right here. Look at that point. You got to look for the little things. You really do. You got to look for they're very subtle in the. You got to be able to look at things and angles and curves and things. You got to be able to see that. Like, look at this. Okay, see this come down like this. Like there's a line that comes down like this and like that. Right there. Look at that. Look how that fits there. From the moon. Right? Everything seems to fall pretty well in place on this overlay. And I know people don't think the moon's that big, but the moon is at least a Mars-sized planet that hit the Earth. It is at least the Mars-sized planet that hit the Earth. That supposedly created the moon, but that's a bunch of crap. So I'm trying to just show you that the Mayans knew about it. I mean, for sure, because the Mayan calendar shows it, and I know Stonehenge is another. I've watched a little documentary piece. You know, it's in one of my playlists. It might be in Mysteries of Ancient Times playlist, or it might be in my Moon Truth playlist, where they talk about Stonehenge and that it might have been built because of the moon. And it was built because of the moon. I've already showed a video about that too. So Stonehenge, the moon, Mayan calendar because of the moon. It is a picture of this crater. As you can see, that looks like the Mayan calendar. It absolutely does. And all the rings and everything that are in the Mayan calendar, the spikes that stick out the side, things like that, and the face. I mean, it's just, it is. The Mayan calendar is a picture of this crater. And look at that. Just look at that stuff. And then I turn on the weather. The weather is what helped me find that one last night. This one. Because I seen this curve. Let me show you without the picture. It's not as defined as. See, I wouldn't have found it like this. I would not have found it like this. Last night there was a curve here, a nice little curve here, and a little curve down here, and I just snapped it down and it put it right in the position all on its own. So you can still see it fit right here. Look at the bottom. Look at how the weather follows the lines pretty well. Look at this area here. Look at that. Perfectly. Fits perfectly right there. Perfect. See that? It curves around. You can see it fit right in there. Those clouds. Right there too. Right up here. And this line that comes through. You can see that. It follows the lines. It absolutely does. So this is in the right place. This is in the right place. It snapped it down here all on its own, right in the right place. The program does that sometimes. I like it when it does that. When you're going to put down a picture that and you have the right picture and you're in the right place, it puts it right down in the right spot. Almost, I'd say 90% of the time. So that doesn't show anything. That's not showing you much. I'm going to show you. I'll just show you one thing before or a couple things before I end the video because I don't want it to be too long. I'm just trying to explain that this is really important. The whole Planet X thing. If you don't have this included in, I mean, if there is a Planet X, that might be what makes the moon hit the Earth. I don't know what makes it hit the Earth, but it absolutely does hit the Earth. Okay, I don't know what. None of us know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what makes it hit the Earth, when it's going to hit the Earth. I got some clues as to the 30th century, maybe, and you might think it's silly where I got that information from, but that information is these people know. These people know something because they talk about the moon destroying the Earth a lot. They say it destroys humanity. Doesn't say it destroys the Earth. It destroys humanity. The moon, the dark moon, black moon, the white moon. In the past, I mean, where I got that information from, and you're going to think it's silly, but the Sailor Moon musicals on YouTube, you can watch them, and they translate them into English, and you can read the words, and not all of them will give you really clear, won't show you real clearly that they know, but there's a few of those that clearly tell you that the moon has destroyed the Earth. And what does Sailor Moon do? She punishes you on behalf of the moon. And that's what the moon does. I know some girls, a lot of girls used to watch that cartoon. I don't know what the cartoon's like. I never watched it, but I'm talking about the musicals. If you read along, you will see. Especially if you already know the moon's hit the Earth in your own mind. If you already, like I do, I can read those words, and I know exactly what they're talking about. I know exactly what they're trying to say, and the Japanese know. Whoever writes that, they know. They do know. They talk about the white moon, how it destroyed humanity, in the past, and they know because it has. It absolutely has. It absolutely has. Japanese know it. So everybody. I mean, all the governments know it. It's going to be the last thing that they're going to tell you. I mean, for many reasons. Many reasons. Okay, so here's one. This is one I put right here. You see there's an impact here, big circle. Oh, I wanted to check something else out too real quick. I wanted to see where the opposite side of this one was. Because if this had to be a pole, it's usually a pole impact. Just want to see where the other side of this on the Earth is. I think it's in South America. Ooh, look at that. right on the other side of that big bulge in the ridge, right there, directly opposite. So there's more evidence, because you got a big, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a big crack in the ocean floor. And look right here in this one spot, you can see there's a big bulge from something impacting directly on the opposite side of the Earth. That's what's going to happen. That could be what separated the two continents right here. Okay, that could be it, or it could be an impact, a direct impact in the middle of both of them, because you see right here on the Earth. Here, let me turn this off. You see right here in South America, there's a big curve right here. That's an impact, and it's the right size, everything, just like you see, all the sizes are the same. And when I show over here, that's the same. This is the circle size you look for the pattern. This is that circle. You see right over there. What was that? Oh, right here. Same size circle, and that's half of it, and the other half is right here. So you see, something hits the two. I mean, you really got to use a lot of common sense and try not to use the plate tectonics theory. I mean, I'm not saying there's no such thing as plate tectonics. I'm just saying that the thing that pushes the continents around is the moon. Trust me. It's the moon. Look at this big bulge here. Directly opposite of this big bulge here is this impact over here. These impacts over here. Look at this big circle. This is a big giant circle right here. I think that actually there's like an impact here too, or it's all part of the same one. Just getting that figured out. I mean, big impact here, all over. There's impacts by the moon everywhere. Okay, so the North Pole. Let me just show you one more thing before I go. This is going to just show you right here. Let me get the North Pole up here. Take a second. I'll get it. It's up. Right here. No, I don't think so. This one's kind of cool too, though, I think. This one shows, okay, they got these flowers that grow in Siberia. The iris, there's a type of iris, a flower, iris, and they only find them in Siberia, along the coast of Siberia, and along the coast of California. Basically, they're native to those areas, and that I do believe that this used to be sort of like this right here, where the Arctic was covering the North America, because it fits really good right there. Absolutely does. On the coast, and they find those same things, but that's just a side issue. Okay, so I mean, I try to put the continents together all the time too. So I think I got a little higher. Copernicus. There we go. Copernicus, North Pole. Okay, North Pole clouds. One day at the North Pole, I was able to save the weather, and right now, as you see on the North Pole, with the weather on. Ooh, they're not hiding it. You gotta save that. You gotta save it when they're not. Oh, they're not hiding it. But I mean, it's not that much of a pattern there to really save. But last time, I'll show you the one I just showed you. Save image. North Pole. 42. Okay. So last night this was all blocked. It was all covered. But anyways, turn that off. And this is the weather one day up there, right where we just were. And they only had that one spot blocked. And this is the pattern that was there that day in the weather. And I've showed this in a couple of my videos already, but this is really a really important proof right here. Okay, so which one do I gotta bring up here? Copernicus. Yeah, that's one of them. Let me see what the other one looks like too. I got two line alignment. No, that ain't it. It's this one. Okay, so this overlay, I've gone over this before. You can see in the clouds on the Earth at the North Pole, you can see this curve right here, and see these islands right here. See how they're shaped like an ice cream cone kind of shape. Okay, that's the same thing you see right here. This is the same shape right here, and you can see that in the weather, the silhouette of that shape. So these islands used to be probably out a little further. But that's what impacts and shapes those items. You can completely see the ice cream cone shape right there, and then this line is in the clouds completely. You can see it right here. It's all, and then look at the pattern of Copernicus right here, right there. Look at that. That is beautiful. And then you see like this angle here comes down. This is like an ice cream cone shape too. It's got a, you know, up here, and then it comes down to a point. And you see the same thing on the Earth right there in the weather. In the weather, same thing. Look at this. This is Greenland right here. Look at the edge of Greenland. How it's the same shape right there. Okay. I mean, it fits really good. Because it hits the poles. It absolutely hits the poles. The moon does. I mean, I just wanted to show you that one thing. And the reason I was doing it down here is I can't overlay a picture at the North Pole or the South Pole. You can't do it on Google Earth. So I have to take and save that picture and bring it to the ocean down here along the equator so I can do it properly. So anyways, I hope that explains to you why I think that the moon's hit. I mean, I know the moon's hit the Earth, people. I know. It's not I think or I just theorize this. This is a fact. The maps show it. Government knows it. NASA knows it. You can see that for yourself if you do it yourself. I mean, you just got to take a little time and explore things. It's a puzzle. It's kind of fun. I wouldn't even do this if I didn't discover stuff every day. Every day. Almost every day. So, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't obsess on something like this so much if it wasn't so important to... I think people should know. I mean, it's instead of just accepting what they tell us about the Earth. I mean, you can do that. I'm sure life would be a lot easier that way. But, you know... The truth is what I'm after. I'm after the truth. I want to know when. I know that in that Sailor Moon musical they talk about the 30th century a lot. That something happens in the 30th century, and I do believe that's when it will probably be close to Earth or hit the Earth again. But it's before that time. It's going to be moving towards the Earth throughout that, you know, until the 30th century possibly. That's all just a theory, but the other part, it does hit the Earth. So that's what I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure that out with all the information I can get. And you know, if you want to try to help out, you know, if you have any suggestions, let me know. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe for updates, and have a good day.